Welcome to another edition of Fight News Now. I'm your host, John Pollock. Over the next 30 minutes, you're going to be hearing from the likes of Gilbert Melendez, Ian McCall, Jamie Varner, and Tisha Torres. Myself and Robin Black are going to be going 3 rounds as we look ahead to the UFC's return to Dublin this weekend. And the shift will take a look at the Purge and the new WWE 2K15 video game. But we start it all off with this week's Newsmakers. The UFC will return to Dublin, Ireland this Saturday afternoon for the first time since 2009, featuring Irish MMA poster boy Conor McGregor as he meets Diego Brandao in the night's featherweight main event. This will be McGregor's first fight since injuring his knee last August, and we'll now take a closer look at this fight and whether McGregor can be a breakout star at 145 pounds.
Even if you've never seen him fight, you know who Conor McGregor is. He's the outspoken Irishman with the bow tie, calling out almost everyone in the UFC.
This solid gold pocket watch, 3 people died making this watch, you know what I mean? So I need to put people away. I need them big fights.
That's part of the reason he'll be headlining the UFC's return to Dublin this weekend. The other part is the SBG students' immense talent in the cage. The Dubliner claimed the Cage Warriors featherweight title in his hometown with a slick submission over Dave Hill.
There it is! It is all over! Notorious Conor McGregor is victorious!
On New Year's Eve of the same year, McGregor would claim his second title in as many fights, this time at lightweight.
McGregor with a huge shot!
Wow!
Priscilla's completely out of it!
With 2 titles around his waist, Notorious finally got the call up to the big show to face Marcus Brimage in Stockholm, Sweden.
Now, Marcus over the top, looking to finish it here!
For the first round UFC knockout under his belt, McGregor would make his first trip across the pond to fight in America's most Irish city, Boston. With massive crowd support on his side, the 26-year-old would defeat Max Holloway, but not before doing significant damage to his knee, putting him on the shelf for almost a year. So on Saturday, he'll face TUF 14 winner and late replacement Diego Brandao.
He's gonna lock up this arm triangle.
Can Notorious stop the Brazilian and continue his path to superstardom? Or will Brandao derail the hype train in McGregor's hometown?
It is not always the case that a top-level fighter equals a top-level draw. In the wake of UFC 174, that criticism is being given to flyweight champion Demetrius Johnson, who may be one of the most talented, but not a big draw at this stage in the game. Ian McCall is also fighting in Ireland this weekend, and we spoke to Uncle Creepy about why Johnson hasn't connected as a pay-per-view draw, despite his obvious talent.
I'm getting older. I guess I'm not old, but I'm 30. I've been fighting for 12 years. You know, it's taken its toll, but I will always make weight. You know, I mean, even when I've come in super heavy, I've made weight. And this time I've taken the necessary precautions and steps to make sure my diet's on point, make sure I'm low, and I'm actually lower than usual as far as weight goes this camp. I've taken the extra precautions and take care of my body and get better, heal up faster, and I'm in incredible shape. You know, we all have our injuries through camp. I mean, that's a given, but nothing is going to hold me back.
Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson!
Don't get me wrong, Demetrius is one of the nicest guys in the world, and he's an amazing athlete and an amazing fighter. You know, it's just the fact that, like, soggy bread has more flavor than he does. This is the fight game for a reason. You have to have a personality, and it kind of sucks because some people say it takes away from the value of the fighter or whatever, but it's true. You have to sell a fight, and he doesn't even try. And just because he doesn't care or doesn't have to, he's building a legacy and he's doing an amazing job. So there's kind of a gray area there where he doesn't care at all or doesn't seem to, at least. But it doesn't matter because he's still beating everyone.
Back at UFC 173, UFC lightweight Jamie Varner had one of the gutsiest performances we have seen in some time against James Krause. Varner broke his ankle early in the opening round and continued for the duration of the round, making the round a close one despite the injury. We spoke with Varner at the UFC Fan Expo about when he is targeting a return to the octagon.
To be honest with you, I expected 2014 to go a different direction, and I took that Abel Trujillo fight on short notice. I got a full training camp for the fight with Krause, and I felt great, man. Felt great conditioning, strength, my weight cut. I mean, I felt awesome going into that fight. I was confident. And within 45 seconds, I broke my ankle. I still wanted to win. I didn't know it was broken. I just knew my leg was messed up. But after the first round, I asked my corner, I'm like, hey, we got some tape to fix it. And the doctor comes out and just starts shaking his head. The doctor's like, nah, you're not going to continue. I'm like, let's just tape it up. It was tough, man. It was a tough pill to swallow because I want to win so bad. And I'll put on good fights, I just had terrible luck this year. I have 2 fractures and a partial tear in one of my ligaments. So I was in a cast for about 6 weeks, a boot, and then I got 4 weeks of rehab. So looking like 10 weeks, I got another 4 weeks of rehab. I just got on my cast last week, so 4 weeks of rehab, and hopefully I can start training again. The only problem is if with the rehab, the ankle doesn't heal properly, because right now everything's really stretched out, everything's really loose. I could end up having to have surgery, which will put me out for like another 3 months. So I'm hoping to avoid surgery, but I want to fight in December. The UFC is going to hold a Fox event in my hometown of Phoenix, Arizona. Right. So I want to fight on that.
It was made official this past week that Floyd Mayweather Jr. will step back into the ring on September the 13th with a rematch set against Marcos Maidana after their excellent fight earlier this year that saw Mayweather leave with the majority decision victory. The 5-city press tour kicked off earlier this week, and here are some of the highlights as the two prepare for their welterweight rematch in 2 months' time.
I mean, I don't know, elbows, and I mean, I'm trying to find out if am I fighting a boxer or am I fighting an MMA fighter? What I can't believe is this one of the best trainers, in the world, but he's telling his fighter to fight dirty. If he can beat me, do it the honest way. Earn it the hard way. He believe in his skills, and I believe in my skills. So, however much you making for the fight, I bet you I beat you. That's how much I believe in myself, because I can afford to give up whatever. So if you believe in your skills like you say you believe in your skills, how much you ever making for the fight, I bet I beat you. Go inside, let's make the bet, because I believe in my skills.
This September, we'll see the first ever all-women's season of The Ultimate Fighter as the strawweights will be introduced to the UFC. Lightweight champion Anthony Pettis will captain one squad with his next challenger, Gilbert Melendez, coaching the other team. And while we were in Las Vegas, we spoke with El Nino about the coaching opportunity and filming for the series now underway as the UFC looks to crown their first 115-pound women's champion.
The pressure could be on it, but I'm not so worried. Again, it's just like the talent is gonna speak for itself. You get nervous when you're hoping and gambling. I'm like, I know there's gonna be great fights, great matchups. These ladies are here to win. It's more about them than us. I've watched the shows, and I'm there to give them as much advice as possible, but they're prepared. And I'm not trying to change them or try to outshine them or nothing. I'm here to just help them succeed and help my team win. But yeah, there has to be it can't get worse. It's going to be interesting that there's going to be a women's UFC champion at the end of this all, and definitely going to motivate them, and they're definitely eager.
And now we'll hear from one of the contestants on the forthcoming season of TUF with the tiny tornado Tisha Torres, who comes into the Ultimate Fighter house with a professional record of 4-0, having fought all of her pro bouts with Invicta FC, including wins over fellow castmates Rose Namajunas and Felice Herrig.
Tisha, going into this show, I mean, you got the big call, and now it's all becoming a reality. Here you are at an Ultimate Media Day. How are you taking all of this in?
Very slowly but confidently. I'm very excited to be here, very honored to be here. I feel like it's my time and I'm in the right place.
How do you feel, going into it where a lot of people are focusing on you as one of the favorites? Is that kind of a pressure that maybe some of the other women, they're kind of flying in under the radar, you not as much?
Being a favorite is not any pressure to me. I'm pretty used to it now. I've been winning all my fights and dominating. So I'm looking at it just like any other competition or fight. Everybody's 0-0, and just because I'm a favorite doesn't mean I have an advantage over the other girls. But in my mind, I know I'm the best, and I'm here to win that belt.
Filming just began just a couple of days ago. Is it still kind of a weird feeling out process, getting into the house, finding friends in the house, and just kind of assimilating to this very weird environment if you've never been in it before?
The first two days we were cooped in the hotel, so that got us kind of used to being without our cell phones and without, I guess we had TV still, so I had a little bit more time with TV and music, but that helped me those 2 days. I would look out the window a lot and just think. So now we went to the house last night, got to see the whole cast and see who actually made it. It was really nice. I don't know, it's just really surreal. You have to get used to the cameras in your face all the time, but I guess day one of this is, now today's day two, will just lead me for the future and what's to happen.
How are you dealing with the camera aspect of things? Is it going to take a couple of days or maybe even some weeks to just not even notice that a camera is filming you at all hours?
No, it's okay. Within the first couple of hours, I was okay with it. You don't even really notice them there. They don't bother you. They're not in your face. They're just off to the corner watching you. So it's pretty cool to know that I'm going to be on TV.
do you have a thought process in mind, having watched so many seasons of The Ultimate Fighter? There are some that go in and it's just you get to train with world-class fighters, and there's others who understand, hey, I got to get my personality across. Are you kind of cognizant of that, knowing this is a reality show and I want people to know who Tecia Torres is?
I think many people know who I am, and for those who haven't seen me or met me, they'll see the true person that I am. I'm just going to stay humble, be myself. I'm not trying to create a character. I am a character in my own, sense. I think you're here for the right reason. It'll shine through, and that's what I'm here for, is to win that belt.
And those are your newsmakers for the latest in mixed martial arts. Check out FightNetwork.com daily, and we're coming back with Robin Black on this week's edition of 3 Rounds as Fight News Now continues.